Hi, everybody. My name is Jamie Madigan, and I'm the author of The Psychology of Dungeons and Dragons: How to Become a More Engaged and Happier Player or Game Master. And since about 2009, I've been thinking about and writing about and podcasting about the overlap between psychology and games. And in the last few years, I've become particularly interested in the psychology of tabletop role playing games like Dungeons and Dragons. And so, what I think is really fun and interesting about this book, and why I was so interested in writing it, is that it is not another one of those. This is my personal experience on like how to prep or how to play D&D. Those books exist. I enjoyed them, but this is a little bit more about what does the research on psychology and related fields have to say about like how do we approach the game, what goes on in our minds when we play, and then how can you use that information to sort of tailor your game experience or your relationship with other players or the game master at the table. So what's really cool, for example, is that there are questions that each one of the chapters in this book answer. So each question, each title of each chapter in the book is a question. So there's chapters in there about like how do games pull us into imaginary worlds? How do we become immersed in that? And sort of what can you do as a game master or even a player to do that more successfully? What gets players to role play their characters and inhabit their minds and identify with them, and what are the outcomes of that, and how can you do that if that is one of your goals? How do players think about alignment in games like this, and how do they sort of judge the morality of their characters and then the other characters that they meet while playing the game? There's a chapter in there all about sort of the psychology of the choices that we have to make in terms of playing the game. Like, how do I build a character? How do I decide what to do? The games are nothing but a series of choices that you have to navigate. There's a chapter in there about sort of online versus in-person playing, and sort of what are the benefits and the costs of each one of those from a psychological perspective. There's a chapter in there about cooperation and co-creation, and what does it do to our attitudes towards the game and our interest in the game when we take an active part in sort of co-creating that experience along with everyone else at the table. So I hope that you can read this book and find something in there that is interesting and entertaining and sort of like, oh, well, that's what's going on when I play the game, but also sorts of things that you can take back to your own table and apply to the game, or whether you are a game master, a player, or even a game designer. So hope you enjoy it, and happy reading.